Dang.
For every age and stage. Yeah, kids safe tech.
Okay, so what happened?
I don't know about you, but when it comes to working from home, I gotta have every part of my house clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze burners to leave every room's home fresh and clean. With that done, it's time to get to work.
Hello. What y'all doing? Y'all sleep? Y'all sleep? I'm kidding. Let me see. I'm trying to get this light right. Let me see. I can't hold my hand up there all the Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Anybody home? Let me see. I'm just trying to see how to get these settings right. Okay. Hold on, bro. Hi, person. I'm trying to figure out a way to lighten it up. That ain't gonna work. Oh well, this had to be great. Hold on. Something said, just go live. I'm literally in the bed. I haven't gotten up for the day just yet. And I don't know why. I just want to hop on here. Hey, sometimes you gotta be random like that. So you can overcome yourself, and just do it. You know what I mean? So this is to inspire any of the overthinkers out there. Hey, somebody said just do it. Not somebody. God said whatever it is you're trying to do, just do it. Sorry, the TV loud in the background, y'all. But this was, like I said, this was very random, and I'm just trying to get better at overcoming myself. So something was like, "Ooh, go live." But yeah, I don't have nothing. Oh no, I don't got nothing. Yes, I do. Let me stop saying that. I got something profound to say. Stop talking defeat over my own thoughts. What in the? Yeah, I got something profound to say. First thing, right before I hit this button, I was hearing this song. Sweet lady, won't you be my sweet love for a lifetime? Hey, who remember that? I'll be there if you need me. Just call and receive me. La da da da. What? I'm trying to figure out why that song just slid through my brain like that. It's crazy. And then the next thing I know, I heard, "Go live." So here I am, getting better at just. Sometimes you gotta be a little. Sometimes you just gotta pop out. You know what I'm saying? And not be overthinking like that. Just do something. Sometimes that be your spirit. That be your spirit talking to you. But then your logical mind will be like, "No, don't do that. Don't do that. You didn't go and beat your face. Don't do that. You didn't go put your lace front on. Don't do that. Don't do that." Your logical mind don't want you to do nothing. But stay the same and stay shrunken and stay stuck, stuck and stagnant because it feels safe like that. So I'm trying to get better at that, overcoming myself. Sweet lady, won't you be mine? Hopefully it ain't too loud in the background. If it is, I'm so sorry because this was very random. And let me tell you, I got Cartoon Network playing in the background. I'm trying to connect with my inner child. You understand? What's up, gang? I don't know what that means. Gang. What's up, gang? Is that what that means? I don't know. Hi. Let me see. Ex-Falcon Cats. Okay. Hi. Wait a minute. What I wanted to come on here and say. Really, this is what I want to come on here and say. Oh my God. When I popped up from the nap, I was hearing this. I was thinking about something I had listened to from a lady. And then, hold on. Let me get my thought together. What came to mind is how I was hearing this. Don't take stuff so personal. Don't take stuff so personal. Because as I was reflecting, what popped in my head was this. Although I believe that we got free will, I believe we all got free will. I believe that's something that God gives everybody, right? But then what pops in my head is this: depending on who you are, if you got, I think every person got some kind of divine mission and purpose down here. I really do. We got some kind of divine mission and purpose down here. Some of them people's are bigger than others. It don't mean that they're better than or less than anybody. But some people, everybody got a mission down here. But then this is what popped in my head, y'all. I heard depending on what God got planned for you, if He's coming up and butting up against your ego too much, it's almost like at a certain point on your journey, anything that's interfering with your mission and purpose down here on earth, eventually it gets blown up, whether you like it or not. And it might look like a life that all of a sudden get flipped upside down, like as if you messed up so severely. No, I think sometimes when your life get blown up, turned upside down, you lose a job, all of a sudden you're getting divorced randomly. You don't know why and what happened and why that person stepped out and destroyed the marriage. No, sometimes what they say, for God's will to be done, in order for God's will to be done on earth as it is in heaven, if He got too much pushback from your egoic personality and too many people around you, the people around you are influencing the way He's trying to make you move in your life in order for Him to use you, things will start getting blown up because it's out of alignment. It's out of alignment and it's interfering with what His will is for your life. And I feel like God don't have a body to use. He only have us to work through. And so sometimes when it's too hard for Him to get you to move, you're not picking up the hints, or your ego is so strong, your egoic personality, the man-made ideas that's been implanted in your head through tradition, through culture, just through whatever you be around and listening to, whatever it is, He'll blow your stuff up in order to get you in alignment for your assignment. I was just thinking about that random. So that was something I wanted to hop on here and just share, because I thought, why the hell did that pop up on my mind? So sometimes that's what I was hearing. I was hearing, don't take stuff so personal. You got to know that sometimes when stuff be looking crazy, stuff be happening to you, and you be thinking like, oh my God, I'm a victim. Life is just not treating me fair. No, if you sit down somewhere and really reflect, you might come to the conclusion that you've been ignoring stuff. Because God, it's almost like, man, you be getting warning signs and stuff, and you can feel it in your heart when you ain't in alignment, or when you trying to be, you overriding something that you know your heart and soul is asking you to do, asking you to explore and think about and consider. You can feel it in your heart and soul when you trying to override that because of maybe something that somebody around you is influencing you to think or believe. Uh-uh. And eventually, if anything that's not in alignment for your assignment, anything that's literally actively blocking your mission and purpose, that's what I was hearing. Anything that's actively blocking your mission and purpose down here on earth, eventually it will get blown up. Not to be mean and harsh, but it's to hopefully you have the resilience and the endurance and the strength mentally, emotionally, or either heal and get to that point. I think that might be what the dark night of the soul is talking about. In the spiritual community, they talk about that. The dark night of the soul, that's usually that point where you have ignored, or you might not even intentionally ignored the calling, what they say, answer the call. You might not have intentionally ignored it, but if you are intentionally ignoring it, or you're not moving in a time that God needs you to start moving and working on stuff and healing and trying to resolve stuff that's not serving you, or whatever, stuff will get blown up so that you can work through it, be forced to. You know what I mean? You almost get forced to, because it's almost like he'll let it happen to get your attention so He can redirect you, refocus you. So, but I was just hearing that. So don't take life so serious. That's what I was hearing. Like, lighten up and know that it's not, I think that's what they mean when they say it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Although in the moment, and when your life get blown up and that dark night of the soul kick in, it don't be seeming like that. Because it be poking at your ego, it be bruising it, be triggering you left and right. But it's usually what they say, it's usually to try to help you have an ego death. I don't know if y'all probably know about that, the ego death. Death of the old self, your mindset, your perspective, whatever it is that's buttoned up against what God is trying to do and how He's trying to have you move down here. He be trying to use us all. We all got a purpose. But you go through that dark night of the soul, it blow your stuff up, send you into that dark night of the soul, kill off parts of your ego that's blocking Him from being able to use you as a vessel. And then eventually you have an evolution. You evolve into your higher the next timeline, your higher self, the higher timeline version of yourself. And that's why they say don't nothing stay the same. Don't nothing stay the same. And you just have to lighten up and go with the flow and just try to live in the present moment so then you can pick up them subtle cues, that them little subtle cues. What they say, God is that small still voice. You got to be still so you can hear it. And sometimes I think that softens the blow. But no, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So something said, hop on here and talk about it. Hey, and at one point or another, we all go through it, and it be looking like, damn. Hi. Sorry it's dark, y'all. I'm laying down. I'm a night owl. I was up washing our clothes all night. But I just woke up from a nap and I just thought, well, I want to hop on here and talk about this. So anything that's not in alignment, anything that actively blocks your mission and purpose down here on earth, it eventually gets blown up. It gets blown up and it be looking like everybody's attacking me. I'm getting bullied here. I'm getting done wrong on my job and now they're trying to run me out of there. No, maybe because that you was supposed to be and let that thing go. That's why it's important to be able to be still and zoom out and try to figure out, okay, if there's something divine out there that's always protecting me or something, don't nothing just happen for no reason. Something be trying to get you to pivot or something. They be trying to create a shift. And sometimes you can be stubborn. Your ego personality can be stubborn as hell. And then the next thing you know, stuff get blown up. But it's for a reason. Because something is out of alignment. And then what they be saying, so because God know everything. And sometimes you can even be around people. He hear conversations that you don't even hear and know about. And that people be smiling in your face. It could be anybody. Well, he'll blow it up. Because he don't want that person or that situation to be around you as he starts to take you into your winning season or into your more into your elevation, into whatever it is. You know what I mean? But if it's actively blocking your mission and purpose, it's like, okay, and they don't quite, and you don't see it clearly or whatever it is, he'll let your stuff get blown up, and you be feeling like somebody picking on you. No, that'd be God. He be trying to get you in alignment for your assignment. So I just had to hop on here and share that. I don't know how long I'm gonna be up on here because my dog. Animals are very clever. They know. I don't know. They could be asleep. The moment you do something that they know that can distract you from rubbing on them and loving on them, man, they wakes up. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be up on here. Hopefully you can hear me. I know the TV is kind of loud in the background with Cartoon Network, but this was very random. And I popped up out of that nap and that came to my mind. And something said, go live right now. Go live right now. So I'm just trying to, even me, I'm trying to overcome myself. Trying to overcome myself. You know what I mean? Hi, Matthew. And private content, hello. But no, I was just hearing that. I'm just trying to overcome myself, so I just spontaneously hopped on here. So my bad for it being dark and shady, cloudy looking like this. And my bad for the darn TV being in the background. But, ain't that crazy? I don't know what, that just popped in my head. Like, damn, somebody need to know that. Because I know life be life, and they be making you feel like you under attack, like it ain't fair. And that's probably what be taking people to them depths of despair in their mind and be making them want to end it all. But no, it because you probably more than likely. I think the people who be having life the roughest, the hardest, more than likely is because you down here and you got some huge ass divine assignment and don't know it yet. Ain't nobody around you talking about stuff like that. So you just feel like you just under attack and life ain't worth living. I'm out. Man, you be one of them ones who be chosen like a motherfucker, don't be knowing. And you just be thinking like you just small potatoes, a peon down here, and then don't nobody care. No, man, and then on top of that, you actually probably be working through a whole lot of generational curses and shit that's on your psychology that you thinking that you just the world's biggest screw up. Hell no, God be trying to help you break that shit up off you, because he be trying to use you. Because the bigger the test, the bigger the testimony, and you be one of them very chosen people who got that type of life that he trying to help you transition out of the darkness or whatever it is, and strongholds that's all up on you that's coming down through your bloodline. He be trying to literally help you navigate through that, so then you can be a testimony to other people who having dark periods in their life and struggling in their life and feeling hopeless and helpless, and they family done turned on them or whatever the hell it is. He be want to use you as a testimony of how he helped you overcome your tests to help other people realize it. Okay, so that means you admitting that you didn't get through all this by yourself, and you couldn't have, and you acknowledging that there's a God, a higher power, something that helped you through the dark times, and you'll be a vessel that He'll be using to help bring and draw other people out of darkness, help other people have strength as they go through their stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why you got to be careful. Like if your life is tough as hell and weird stuff is going down, more than likely you chosen. You got some shit you supposed to be doing down here, and He God figured maybe you was somebody who can handle it. If you can keep your egoic personality chill enough to get through it, and not let them lies that be playing through your head about being worthless and like you ain't good enough, you the world's biggest loser and all this other crap the darkness be trying to poison you with to make you do something self-destructive at the end of it all. No, you be a vessel God be trying to use so you can help other people. But it's not a personal attack. You mean you be people we have the people with all the biggest strongholds coming down through the bloodline generationally, the people with the biggest problems, more likely you chosen. So you got to see it that way and turn it, look at it from another perspective, and don't be feeling like no damn You know, you might feel a little victimized, yeah, because life be life, and then be having your ego. You be salty. Believe me, I know. But I'm hearing that, so somebody need to hear that. If you need to know that you're going through what you're going through, because you one of God's first of all. And what they say, He won't bring you to it without bringing you through it. But you got to shut that ego up so you can hear the guidance and hear what perspective and perception, what shift He's trying to help you have in your mind. How is He trying to help you renew your mindset? Because that's what He be trying to do. He be trying to help you overcome something that's going on in your head that's got a lot to do with what's playing out in your physical reality. It's a perspective shift. Sure it is. Hey, so don't be giving up on nothing. And whoever you are, you ain't, you know, You're definitely worthy. Your life is worth living. And you got to pull through whatever it is you're going through and be strong. He gave you the issue. The issue came up to you because you're supposed to be the one that's supposed to overcome it and beat it for your bloodline and everybody that's coming after you. You know what I mean? Hold on. You okay? Come on. Uh-huh. Turn that alarm off. My bad. Hey, I was hearing this. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. What the fuck? He be all up in our heads too. He be trying to be up in our head. I don't care how holy, how Christian, what you are, what you think you are. Man, that darkness be living in everybody's head. Period. And that's the whole thing. You got to be stronger than that. That's what they say. You can't believe everything you think that fly through your head. Because a lot of times them be programmed thoughts that be trying to keep your ass, be trying to keep you down. Come here before you fall off the bed. Uh-uh. Let me see what this dog doing. Darkness live in your mind. Show dude, your ego personality, that shadow shit, that stuff that the world be teaching you about, talking to you about, and be implanting your psyche. That's where darkness live. So the moment you put into a body, the moment your spirit is incarnated into a physical body, you're gonna always have a duality to your life. It's gonna be a yin and yang. It's gonna be a dark and a light. It's gonna be almost like what they say, the angel and the devil on your shoulder. That's a part of you. That's a part of all of us. So the whole idea is to make the unconscious conscious. Because that's the biggest blind spot you can have when you don't even realize it. Darkness is what be programmed in people's psyche. The stuff that we be judging about ourselves and other people, all of those stuff. And that's why the most important thing you can do is work on yourself. That's what I'm hearing. That's one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself is to work on yourself and get down, get up in there and see what are you thinking and believing about who you are and how you're supposed to be viewing people in life and operating. That's flawed. I don't care if it's coming through your tradition, through your culture, what your parents talked about. Hey, if it's, that's why you got to be still and get away and be somewhere isolated so you can listen to your thoughts and see what be coming up and see do that sound like that's something benevolent, something that's coming from God, or is that an idea that's got some man-made perspective spin on it to keep me thinking and keeping me shrunken, keeping me stuck in a box, keeping me oppressed in nature in terms of how I move and who I think I am, what I can do, all this kind of stuff. A lot of that stuff being seeds of doubt and stuff, seeds that be implanted in your psyche way back there from when you was little. And the only way to get to the root of stuff that be happening in your adult life, you got to be able to get somewhere and be still so you can dredge up things that might have been implanted in you in terms of in your mindset from childhood that might have been flawed or something. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that kind of work, eventually, if you somebody who got a bigger calling and God's trying to use you in a big way down here, I really believe in my heart you'll get to a point in your adult life where it's like anything that's literally, it could be a job that you holding on to, that your ego is holding on to because it thinks your ego personality literally think that the job or the career that you went to college for is who you are instead of what you do. Like your career is not who you are, it's what you do. And if you attach to something and keep and hold to something like that just because of the clout and the whatever or whatever you think is giving you and feeding your ego in some way, if it's not in alignment with what God and what you're really supposed to be down here doing, which may be being a life coach, it may be being a drug and rehab counselor, but no, you hold on to this other gig over here because an IT is bringing in all its money, and he'll blow that up. He will literally blow it up so that he can get you into alignment for your assignment so that maybe eventually you can heal that part of your personality that thought that that good paying IT job was who you are instead of just what you do. He'll let that be your biggest lesson. He'll let you be a person who can speak to that to help other people who are in despair because they lost what they thought was their life career, only to realize that that was something that you was clinging on to because of the financial, the props, the financial gain, and only and the reputation that it gave you, and how it fed your ego. But all along, I was supposed to be encouraging other people, being a speaker to other people, and helping them raise up out of that attachment to careers and know that, like, hey, what you do ain't even who you are, is what you do. You here to serve and help people come out of darkness, help people that's depressed because they lost their job, help other people who fall into some deep depths of despair because they lost this career that they thought was everything they was going to be doing for the rest of their life. I mean, God got a funny way of working. He'll blow your stuff up to get you to heal that very thing. Uh-uh. And I think at some point we all go through something like that. If it ain't in alignment, I think it got something to do with your intentions. You know what I mean? Like, why is it so important to you? And if it's so important to you and you attach to it, it ain't even got nothing to do with God, hey, he going to blow it up. I think so. It's going to get blown up. So don't take stuff so personally, y'all, man. Just hang in there, whatever you're going through. Whatever trial and tribulation you're going through, it's been allowed to happen to burn something up off you. To burn some perspective up off you. To heal your heart and burn that toxicity up off your whatever, however you're moving, or whatever it is. It's always to help you, you know what I mean? I think it's always to really help you grow and evolve, so you can be down here, you know, be down here and be healthy and whole and be a vessel, become some kind of a blueprint of what it looked like to live a life that's in alignment with what's your higher self, you know, and not just down here being destructive and stuff. Especially if you're somebody who's at childbearing age. Anyway, that means you're going to have kids. And if you don't get it together, because whatever you don't heal and get together for yourself, and your kids inherit this stuff. I don't even care if you be trying to think you talking to them about don't do, no. Your kids inherit that stuff. Whether it's trauma, whether it's generational trauma, flawed, distorted, unhealthy, toxic, whatever it is. Whatever you don't take care of for yourself, your kids inherit that stuff. I'm telling you. And I'm not talking about just health. I'm just talking about even when you're down here being sneaky and manipulative and gaslighty and narcissistic, whatever them toxic traits is that you know toxic, but you just keep carrying on and you don't, you know they're toxic, you know you're hurting folks and all of this stuff. Hey, your kids pick them toxic traits up. And that's why it's important to be able to, take accountability and be real with yourself. And don't be staying in that denial lane like, I'm good. I can keep doing this. Nah. And if your kids don't take it on and embody that same shit, your kids will end up being hurt by somebody that is like you, that do the same stuff that you do. They'll end up having to experience it, and you'll have to watch your baby get hurt by somebody who do the same bogus stuff that you do. So that's why it's important to get it all together. Because that's got something to do with karma and how what you put out you get back. and you may not get it back personally, but it might jump over you. It might look like it's jumping over you, but no, your kids get hit with that energy. You know what I mean? But that's why it's important to work on yourself. Work on this. Work on this. So it won't be such a big blow. It won't hurt so much, you know. And pay attention to the subtle stuff, so that if it's something that you ain't quite on the mark with, it ain't about being perfect either. But you can get the lesson quickly and transcend something faster. Like, that's the goal. You want to transcend something as fast as possible. I mean, after you actually get the wisdom and integrate it and understand and truly understand, and you're conscious about what it is and how you move and what it is that you need to shift in order to be a better vessel, blah, blah, blah. And then you can go and take that wisdom nugget and not look at it like, okay, I was under attack and this is not fair. It's always something that's trying to show you something, upgrade you in some way, elevate you. I mean, because that's the goal, to become your highest timeline version of yourself. And that's not talking about solely materialistically, superficially. It's about consciously, in your consciously. In your conscious, that's what's most important. And if people would do that, it'd be less shit going on in the world that's crazy. That's the reason there'd be so much violence and destruction and fear and just crazy stuff going on in the world. That's because a lot of people are not evolving consciously, and they be literally thinking that destructive, dumb stuff that they be doing and just some ill intent, all that stuff be normal. The ways of thinking, that stuff ain't normal. It's not normal, and it's low level consciousness. Anybody can see that, but if you ain't even doing the work, taking time aside to work on yourself, you won't get that or know that. You'll literally keep walking in toxicity, whether it's the way you think, a perspective, or either in your behaviors, and you won't even know that you behind the 8 ball. People in your bloodline, people in your bloodline 200 years ago was thinking that same way. You've been telling me y'all still doing that same stupid shit? Oh no. And of course, then that creates a world that's full of, not a world that's chaotic, but a world that's full of people that's chaotic and toxic and doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? Wait, the Michael Jackson talked about that. It's always them Pisces and Virgo people who be knowing the truth, speaking that stuff. What's that one song? He be like, because if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. I'm searching a man in the mirror. That's what it's about. You gotta look at yourself, because then you can pick up on the shit that you've been taught that's coming down there through your ancestry, things that's been passed down that ain't serving you no more. You won't never catch it unless you be still. You ain't gonna catch it. You ain't gonna know that it's deep down in your subconscious. It's a way of thinking that's got you jaded against another what is it? Another set of people that's down here on this earth just because of their damn skin. Do you know how stupid? And that you think that's elevated thinking? And that ain't elevated thinking. That's some weirdo stuff that way back there was believed. But it's like at some point that's what they say, at some point you gotta question your thoughts and your beliefs, man. You can't just be no dodo for your whole damn what the And just because you wealthy and rich don't mean you ain't no dodo. You might have figured out the blueprint, the code to get some money, but you still ignorant as hell when it comes to like social concepts and humanity and dealing with people and what's really going on. Because at the end of the day, I forgot what I was watching. Somebody was like, was that Charles? What's his name? Charlie, the man whoever the hell it retard was and killed that dude. Charles. He said, was that him? He said he hates when people say at the end of the day. I think that was him. That tickled me. I know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, we posted. That's what they said. It's strength in numbers, because we would have probably been realized if we wasn't separated that the fight ain't about race or anything. It's about the devil is after everybody. Whether you rich or poor, you got your devil be polluting everybody's brain the same, because he be trying to take you out. Because you could be rich and depressed enough to want to jump off of something if you got enough lies flying through your head that you ain't looked deeply into to figure out why you think like you think. Hey, the devil be coming after everybody. So he don't care if you're rich or poor. He want to keep your thinking stanking, like my daddy used to say. Don't be having no stanking thinking. He trying to get everybody and take it all out. And that's the bigger picture of what be going on. It ain't got nothing to do with no with your color looking like or nothing. Nah. Darkness be after everybody mindset to get you jumping off of something. He don't care nothing about your money or nothing. He care about he don't want he we are all connected, and if any evolution and consciousness that you get, that means you might be have a positive influence on somebody else, right? Well, if he can get you out the way, perfect. That means you won't have no positive impact on nobody else. And I'm not talking about positive impact in terms of making them learn how to make money. I'm talking about positive impact in terms of helping them learn how to think so they can come out of darkness. That's what dark forces and shit want with you. That's what spiritual warfare is. That's what they be wanting. They don't care nothing about what you got in the bank. It be hoping it can keep your mind influenced so you won't be able to help other people that's supposed to be uh, pulling wisdom from you. It'll try to take you out before you get there. So that more people can stay all in darkness like that, you know? Mm-mm. That's what Judge Lynn said. We didn't forget what the fight is all about. Mm-mm. It's just bigger than this. This is human body. It's about soul snatching. I ain't going out like that. That's probably why God was like, hop on here. Because he know if for whatever reason when I'm in my sleepy state, man, oh yeah, that's what it is. When you be tired and you do something sometime, the more tired I am, the less my ego can get in the way and try to shield what I say in terms of just like, I think we sometimes God speak to you and through you, right? But sometimes your ego can be like, no, no. And so then there you go. He's butting up against something. But when you be tired and do what God tell you to do, sometimes it be the most authentic. You know what I mean? Unfiltered, where even if it do poke it and ruffle a feather or two, you saying what he need you to say. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm getting a little tired again. Hey, but no, I just want to hop on here though, because I was hearing that whatever is actively blocking your mission and purpose is what typically get blown up. So if you can know that, if you can internalize that can help you not be so butthurt when shit start going down in life and realize that, hey, something is trying to get you on track. And more than likely, you got a big purpose down here, something you're supposed to be doing to help move the needle forward in some way, And that's just what it is. And it just may look like some catastrophe at the time, but hey, it's happening for you, not. It's happening for you. That's what it be. Here's the other thing I wanted to share though that popped in my head. It was something else. Hold on, let me see. What was it? Hold on, because what a man getting squirrely. Munchkin, what are you doing? Wait, speaking of dogs, hold on, let me tell you how smart this dog is. First of all, he's so smart that he know how to start acting squirrely when I'm on this damn thing. But this is the other thing. When I was doing laundry, I think I was gone too long. I was downstairs and doing that too long. So then he had to pee. Do y'all know this dog literally didn't want to pee in his bed? I have him sit on the bed because he's too little kind of to jump. He's so smart. He jumped out the bed and wouldn't pee. Although he peed on the floor. Let me tell y'all, he wouldn't pee in the bathroom on the floor. I was like, what in the hell? Because he could have hopped down and peed anywhere. He wouldn't pee on the bathroom floor. I said, this dog is too smart. Even that dog got wisdom. He can lay down. Squirrel. Look at this. Look at this baby. Wait a minute. Let me let y'all see this. This something else. Murdoch, stop. You see this? Wait a minute. I can't get him out. Come here. Here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Get him over here. Now say hi. Wait. Where you at? Hey, don't laugh. He got to get his hair done. We missed hair day yesterday. You got bad hair? Chi Chi, you say hi? Yo, I'm kind of salty. His eyes getting kind of cloudy. I'm like, damn, man, my daughter go blind. But I know one thing, I'm gonna work like hell so I can get whatever this thing about to cost. I'm gonna get him cataract surgery. I don't know what that is, but the devil is alive. Hey, here go the other thing before I go. Right before I hit this button, wait a minute, see something. Oh, right before I hit this live button, I was hearing this. Sweet lady, won't you be my sweet love for? Oh, hold on. The other night, was that Saturday night? I was doing Lyft. It was this couple I picked up from this place called Cash. It's like a gay bar, but they were a straight couple, and his wife or girlfriend or fiance, whatever. She wanted to just go. She wanted to just go there and have fun, right? So I picked them up. She was, they was a cute couple, a white couple, and man, he was. Hold on. She was so drunk, but she was so sweet. All I know is she fell asleep in the back of the car. The next thing you know, hit the husband or the fiance or whatever. He was tipsy. He started saying, he was like, first thing he was like, put on some Christmas music for right quick. So I put on, I'm like, what you mean, like Michael Bublé? What? So I put that on. He liked that. All of a sudden, he was like, put on, he was like, no, I'll play some Luther Vandross. No. That's probably why I'm thinking about that. Then he was like, no, I'll play some, was it, then he said, play some Tyrese. Not Tyrese, Usher. And what was the song he wanted to play? I forgot, damn it. It was like what was it? Let me see. I can't even think of what Usher song, but all I know is you wouldn't have thought that redhead man knew them Usher songs. Lord, he was up in the car singing like a. Oh. Let me see. What's that song by Usher? I just wanna take it nice and then tell me what you wanna do with me. And I've been waiting for this for so long. So he was drunk and his timing he was kind of delayed when he was singing it. He had me dying laughing. That's probably why I don't want to do a lift because I be crazy stuff be going down. So anyway, the fiance is knocked out and he was trying to wake her up. All of a sudden, next thing you know, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. Them inflections, you know how like Usher be like going up like clock. He was on it. I was like, what in the? I was like, do you do karaoke, sir? He was like, no. I was like, dude, you need to. You'll win. Something happened in his voice, the tone of his voice literally like morphed into Usher's voice. I'm not kidding. It sounded like him. He couldn't sing as good, but the tonality of his voice literally transformed. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, he don't even know. He got one of them. He got one of them voices. What the? And then he literally, uh, what else was he asking me to play? Then he was like, play Tyrese. And he was sweet lady. That's why that song is in my head. He was singing the hell out of that song. I'm like, how do he even know this? He was looking like he was literally from he had to be like Irish or something, you know, like I think because his hair was real red, you know. But he was like, sweet lady. I was like, hell no. That's why you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, bruh, where was you raised? You from here? Or you from like the north side or somewhere? It was the funniest experience. It was so cool and fun. Oh my God. And what else did he say? He was like, play some Luther Vandross. I was like, what? How? I'm like, this man hadn't been here before. And if he hadn't been here before, he must have a brother in his past life because that didn't make no sense to me. Wouldn't a conundrum? The sweet lady. So that's probably why that song is in my head now that I think about it. But anyway, I love y'all, whoever you are, that you might have just slid past right quick. I just hope you're having a good Tuesday, a good day, and hey, just take it easy. And just remember the stuff be going down, whatever be going on, it be happening to you. It be happening to you, not for you. You under attack. The only attack you under is just the spiritual warfare and the messiness that happen when God blow your life up to try to get you to see something more clearly and get back on track and get in alignment for your assignment. You know what I mean? That's all it be. So just hang in there and figure out what he's trying to show you and teach you. Help you release. And if you have a hard time doing that, or if you're somebody who have a hard time taking accountability, a hard time facing yourself, a hard time being alone with your thoughts, because it's almost painful to do. Uh, you don't know where to change, where to start to look at and within yourself to change. This is something really cool I came across. I want to share. I was watching this show. It's called Next Level. I think it's called Next Level something. Oh my God, I can't even think of the name of it, but it's a podcast, and he had a guest on there, and she brought this point up that was really helpful about how you can, if you somebody who want, her point that she was making wasn't what I'm about to say, but this is what I'm about to say about it that you can use to be make this useful for you. If you somebody who have your ego is so inflated and loud that you have a hard time looking at yourself and taking accountability, so you have a hard time making those shifts and changing and evolving, you kind of stay stuck. um, this is a tip. This will help you. This is the first step of helping you identify the difference between your spirit and your ego, like your higher self. You know how it's like you got your higher self and your lower self. But if you have a hard time recognizing what they mean by your ego personality versus who you are at the core, who you really are, your spirit, this is the question she had asked the host of the podcast, and I'm gonna link that podcast episode if I can remember so that y'all can watch it. She said, she asked the host of the podcast, she said, now tell me, how did she question him? Oh, she said, now tell me about your spirit. Just tell me about your spirit. I think that's how she asked him. And he was like, he couldn't even, he paused for a moment because he was like, anybody ever asked me that? She said, well, tell me about your spirit. And then he went on to explain. He said, well, you know, I'm my spirit is kind. My spirit is generous. My spirit is loving. My spirit is. Um, he just went on to talk about his spirit, what kind of person he was at the core, basically. And after he listed them words, that's who you are at the core, and that's for any of us. And so now, when it come down to taking all them qualities that you list about who your spirit is. But some people, if you ask somebody that question, if you think of that question, ask yourself that question. And if some of the ways you answer that question is like, well, I'm kind of revengeful. We got a revengeful spirit. You gotta. I mean, if it start being some dark stuff, you gotta know something dark is on you, because your spirit ain't typically like that. Like that, it shouldn't be, and you might blurt out some stuff that's kind of dark and shady about what you classify or what you think your spirit is. But that's because you got something you need to heal. Well, anyway, so then you just think about that, and then versus like your ego and personality. So I mean, your spirit's the stuff that how you describe your spirit is supposed to be like benevolent stuff, because the Holy Spirit is supposed to be, it's running through you, right? The Holy Spirit. But if the stuff you're talking about when somebody asks you to describe your spirit is like dark stuff, I'm kind of jealous spirited, or I'm kind of this, if it ain't light stuff, my spirit. So like if I thought about that question, how somebody asked me tell me about your spirit, I would say, well, my spirit is kind. And this ain't me tooting my own horn. This is just what I know to be true about who I am at the core, period. My spirit is kind. My spirit is loving. My spirit is uh, empathetic, is caring. My spirit is, what else, Just stuff where I know, like things like that. You just, basically, I don't know. I can't think of no other words right now because I ain't even up like that. But that's what your spirit is supposed to be. Nice, good stuff, really. But if you got something on you, some kind of stronghold on your psychology, some kind of way that you've been hit in your past, in terms of like just an experience where it's got you like mean, like I tell you, well, you mean spirited. Hey, you ain't supposed to be just no mean Scrooge. That means something that happened to you. Either you've been taught to be like that, or something that happened to you that you need to heal, so you won't be mean as hell, or vindictive. You want to sneaky people. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't supposed to be having that like that. And so with the way she asked that question, it just blew my mind, and it choked him up too, because his egoic personality didn't even want to even explain itself in those sweet ways. Really, it was kind of like, well, that's who you are at the core. If you good, you good. But if you ain't living good, even though you know at the core you good, then that means more than likely it's some kind of peer pressure, some kind of belief, something been programmed and conditioned into your mindset to make you not be living in alignment with the Holy Spirit that runs through you, the good that's really in you, that you're supposed to be connected to and living your life from. But anyway, when your spirit is good and you connected and tapped in and the Holy Spirit is running through you, uh, how did she put it? She said the goal is that, I think she said something is the boat and the spirit is the driver of the boat. Something like that, how she put it. Something is the boat and your spirit is supposed to be a driver of the boat. Meaning you're supposed to be living your life through your higher self. And how you make decisions and navigate your earthly experience is supposed to be being navigated through your higher self. Your higher self is supposed to be driving this boat of your life, not your ego. Your ego is not qualified to do that. That's the way she put it. So that's why it's important to be alone with yourself, so then you can identify the difference between your ego and your spirit. Your ego and who you are at the core. And a way to kind of, I think a way to kind of get to that conclusion is just to act, think about it. Like, just tell me about your spirit. Describe your spirit. What kind of spirit do you carry? And depending on how you answer that question, the words you use to describe your spirit will let you know what you need to heal about yourself, perspectives and shit. Because you could be thinking that certain ways you moving is normal and it's good and it's justified and all of that. But if it's got anything to do with harming or hurting somebody else or even yourself, then that means something got its claws in you that's tainting the way you seeing reality. Your self-perception of worldview is dark. Because you wouldn't just inherently want to be a person who would do things to hurt other people intentionally. You wouldn't inherently be a person that would want to be navigating down here on earth and cheating on people. You wouldn't inherently be somebody that's down here on earth navigating your experience and be doing stuff to backbite people, to be taken from another person, not caring about how you impacting somebody in their feeling. You ain't inherently made up like that. Something happens to you to make you be a person who be operating and navigating down here in that type of darkness, right? But my mom would say that we all born like a blank piece of paper. So if you down here doing malice shit, that's because something got on you that you need to heal and get that demon off your back, because that's what that be. Get that up off you, because that's not inherently who you are. But when you can identify that stuff, man, then you can figure out a way to transcend those perspectives and then just become advance to your higher self, your higher timeline version of yourself without that darkness on you. But anyway, that's what she said. Tell me about your spirit. You know what I mean? And that'll let you know what kind of shadow work. That might give you a clue about what kind of shadow work you need to do, or how you can start to peel back the onion of your psyche and let go of stuff that's toxic about stuff, or whatever, But that was very interesting. I'm going to try to link that podcast in the thing. I'm going to link that podcast in the description box so y'all can watch that. Tell me about your spirit. That was interesting. That's why you got to question your thoughts and your beliefs. And I don't care if they're cultural beliefs, traditional, whatever. You got to question it to be sure that you ain't attaching and holding that, what they say, like something ain't a holy grail that you hold on to in your mind and your psyche that's actually something that's oppressive in nature for you, or either your offspring, or either your decision-making process. Oh, because this is what I was hearing last night. This is random, but last night I made a short about it, but I ain't uploaded. But I was hearing this because some of y'all is breaking your own heart. That's what I was hearing. Some of y'all breaking your own heart. You down here breaking your own heart, and you're an adult, and it's all because you don't know how to think for yourself. At some point, you got to be able to learn how to think for yourself. Because some of the stuff that you be trying to hold on to as how you need to be thinking, that's coming from your culture and your tradition, is flawed and distorted. And you holding on to it out of loyalty to your culture and your tradition, but actually it's breaking your own heart, because it's something that's some man-made idea that's mixed in your culture and tradition, that's blocking you from being able to live out your true soul calling and purpose, or your divine counterpart. You might have a high-level soulmate down here that you're supposed to be linking up with and go on some mission down here and you can't even see that clearly because you got some kind of culture or tradition that's blocking how you're supposed to be moving and who you're supposed to be partying with and all this kind of stuff, and you thinking that it's the holy grail and that's what you're supposed to be doing. But I was hearing that some of y'all down here blocking it, breaking your own heart because you torn between what your culture and tradition is talking about, what you need to be doing, and then what you feel on your own heart and soul level of what you need to be doing, which is something that's connected to God as well. We all got a connection to God. He speaks to all of us. But I was hearing that some of y'all are breaking your own heart because your culture and your tradition in some way, shape, or form is blocking your mission and purpose. It's actively blocking your mission and purpose and how God wants you to move down here. How God wants you to move down here, and you feel split because you're trying to figure out, well, what do I be loyal to? What I'm feeling in my heart and soul, what my heart and my soul is telling me to do, or what my tradition and culture is telling me to do in this family that I was born into. Sometimes tradition and culture could be at a certain point in time, whatever them thoughts were and beliefs were is okay, but at some point they can be oppressive, and if they not, if things aren't reevaluated over time, some belief systems and ideas can become can start to really butt up against what you feel in your heart and soul that God is actually telling you to do, even if it's not in alignment with your tradition and your culture. And then so you be having this at this crossroads of like, what the hell do I do here? I'm feeling pulled to move in this certain way, which won't hurt nobody, but it'll definitely bruise the ego of my family and my culture. It'll uh, poke at their ego and make them feel like you're doing something disloyal. But at the end of the day, you got to live your own life. And if you feel like God is pulling you over here, don't care what your mama or who what they talking about over there, you got to be able to stand up to that. And if you look at that closer, that might be a lesson that you're supposed to be learning and breaking off of you and your bloodline. Not being able to stand up for yourself, not being able to think for yourself, not being courageous enough to question stuff sometimes when it's not aligning with what you feel in your heart and soul. And since you feel like you got to be so loyal to this culture and this tradition, you just mute yourself down and become like some headless person and just carry on with that. But meanwhile, you live in a lie and not living in your truth. Because I think at the core of it all, at some point you're supposed to get to where you can live in your truth and authenticity, right? At some point in your life, you're supposed to get to where you can evolve up out of what the man-made societal ideas and expectations are, what culture and tradition is talking about, what TV talking about, what religion is talking about in some cases. Evolve up out of that and do and be in a place where you in your authenticity and truth and do what you feel God is pulling you to do. As long as it ain't hurt nobody in terms of really hurting somebody, harming somebody. If it's just threatening somebody's belief systems and they don't want things, they want things to stay the status quo. They don't want nothing to be questioned. They want them flawed ideas to continue to carry on for more and more years. Well, sometimes you might be the one that was born in that family to uproot that shit, to bring a clarity, even if it means in some cases that you become separated from that group of people because you are the one that's awakened in that group that's supposed to be the one that speaks to this truth. But I was hearing that last night. I was like, some of y'all out here breaking your own heart because y'all can't think for yourself, and you're not thinking for yourself, and you remaining loyal to something that's a man-made idea that's showing up in a like it's a tradition and a culture that you're supposed to be loyal to, but actually it's an outdated way of thinking. It's a flawed perspective. And the reason you having this split in your mind and you at this crossroads, you got to figure out something. Either it's you or them. Maybe you the one that's supposed to be an example of what it looked like to not betray yourself and living your truth, even if it means going up against something that's been told by great grandma and big mama and them. You the one that's supposed to break that stronghold up off you, because big mama and them don't always be right. Whatever the folklore, the tradition of the culture, sometimes it needs to be looked at and reevaluated and accepted as a perspective that's actually outdated and flawed, because it's making people live a life that's not their life. It's making them live their ancestors' life. Like, no, you gotta live in your truth to figure out what's resonate with you. Period. Some of y'all out here breaking your own heart because you can't think for yourself and you don't have no courage to stand up for yourself and what you feel in your heart And this can be with anything when it comes to the career choice you're making, what kind of house you're moving in, whether you buy a house or not. And it can also come to who you dating. Because at the end of the day, your great grandma, and you can't marry your great grandma. You can't marry your great grandpa. So if they got them old customs and traditions about you need to marry people that's in your culture and your tradition, your race, or whatever the hell part of the world you from, but then you come across somebody that you head over heels from and they from a whole other side of the world, different culture, you gonna let your outdated old tradition, beliefs, and ideas make you not be with your soulmate and you in love with that person? That's some flawed shit right there. And maybe you might come across that and have to deal with that because you're supposed to break that curse up off of you. Because at the end of the day, we all children of the same God. And so the conundrum, the thing about it is sometimes he'll allow your soulmate to literally be somebody that's in a whole goddamn different nationality or culture to see what you're going to do about it. You going to fall in line and be just a miserable, just be miserable just so that you can feel like you're being loyal to this tradition and culture? Or are you going to follow your heart and soul and be the curse breaker of that? Break that thing up off of you. Because it ain't about a race and all. It's about the human race. And so sometimes you'll come across that. But I was hearing that some of y'all breaking your own heart. So look into that. And don't let your family, your great grandma, your mama, your uncle, or whoever, your sibling, your brother, don't let nobody make you walk away from your soulmate all because of something that's not the same as the culture and tradition. So what? You got to be able to think for yourself and follow your heart, because you can't marry your brother, your cousin, your uncle. You can't marry them people. And sometimes that person that might look like not what you expected it to look like could be your divine counterpart that God got down here on this earth. And if you move correctly, y'all can be in alignment together and go into mission and purpose. And let him use both y'all in some divine way. Y'all be having some divine calling down here, but you can mess up the damn thing. So you got to think for yourself. And if you have a hard time doing that, maybe that's the generational curse or blockage that you're supposed to be breaking up off yourself and your bloodline. You know what I mean? That was something that popped in my head. This was last night, I believe, so I just want to share. Anyway, this phone finna die. Hopefully something I said made sense in my sleepy stupor. But just take care. You gotta just be somebody who can think a little bit different, a little bit deeper sometimes, you know? So I'm gonna let y'all go. Man, I ain't never been in no live this long. Let me go. Well, y'all take care. I love y'all. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, bye. Oh, wait, let me put this button here. What that say? Boom, boom, what? Oh, okay. Anyway, bye, y'all.